everybody. Don't know exactly how to start something like this, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to be looking at a blog that was released today detailing some things about Maestro, the third Battleworld boss. He's already in game. You can see that here. This is his character model, which I think is pretty cool. You got Thanos gauntlets. This is Doc Ock's tentacle, Captain America's shield. If I can get it to turn, there we go. There's something down there that I can't see. That's Professor X's helmet, Iron Man's armor, Odin's spear, the Winter Soldier's arm. This is Beta Ray Bill's hammer. And of course his throne is a sentinel head. So, yeah, his character model is really cool. I really like it. So, the blog is The Wrath of Maestro, March 9th, 2026. Maestro's reign. Even though the fight against Sentry and Sentry City rages on, S.T.R.I.K.E is preparing for the next territory and its warlord boss, Maestro. Today we're diving into details of the playable version of Maestro to make sure everyone knows the power they'll wield by unlocking him. Don't forget that you can grab Maestro's shards early in the Battleworld Recon Event using Daring Warriors. This is an event that's upcoming. Who is Maestro? In a blasted future where heroes fell and hope burned out, Bruce Banner survived the apocalypse by fusing his genius with the Hulk's fury, emerging as Maestro, a tyrant who rules the ruins with gamma-born super strength, near-invulnerability, and a savage healing factor, all guided by a cruel, brilliant mind. As his iron grip tightens, he hunts down any spark of rebellion, crushing challengers with bone-shaking power, while outsmarting them with cold strategy, proving he's not just the strongest monster left, he's the smartest. Wrath. Attack Maestro at your own peril. Maestro doesn't enjoy being hit, so when he's attacked, he applies his status effect Wrath either to the enemy who has Wrath, or, if no enemies have Wrath, to the enemy who attacked him. Wrath on an enemy instantly upgrades Maestro's kit. His special will add Taunt, Defense Down, and Bleeds, each for 2 turns, to Wrath enemies, and also slaps them with 10% of Maestro's max health as damage. If he's anything like the Hulk has a lot of health. Even now, as his kit's been outpaced by other teams, he still has a lot of health. His ultimate will apply 3 bleed plus defense down to Wrath enemies before attacking all enemies for 400% piercing, and then prolong the duration of the most negative effects by 1 on all enemies. Prolongs the duration of most negative effects, I should say. It shouldn't be surprising to hear that Maestro, a multiversal version of the Hulk, hits like a gamma radiation-powered truck. All of his attacks leave enemies battered and broken, but once per match, when an enemy reaches 3 Wrath, Maestro's basic turns into a match-swinging nuke. Maestro also sustains himself well with high health and an on-turn effect that allows him to gain a stacking drain bonus, capping at 90%. Tough to wrangle and wear down. When Maestro is above 50% health, he's a nightmare to pin down. Immune to all negative effects except for stun. Immune to darkness. And has 50% damage reduction, focus, and resistance. So he's, even at low star levels, he should be really hard to kill. Playable Maestro's kit. It's time for your enemies to face the music. Villain, Global, Bio, Brawler, Gamma. Speed of 126. Basic, armed to the teeth. Attack primary target for damage, clear 2 positive effects, apply 2 bleed for 2 turns. If any enemy has 3 wrath, do the following instead. Attack all enemies for damage, reduce the duration of safeguard by 2, clear 2 positive effects, and apply 2 bleed for 2 turns. Gain speed up for 2 turns. This can only trigger once per match. And then his ISO 8 counterattack assist will be damage plus piercing and clear 2 positive effects. If the target has wrath, apply 2 bleed. Special Silver Spoils. Energy cost 3/3. Attack primary and adjacent targets for damage. Flip all positive effects into negative effects. Bury yourself for 30% of this character's max health. For enemies with wrath, apply the following negative effects for 2 turns. 2 bleed, defense down, and trauma. Deal 10% of this character's max health as damage. Ultimate Broken Storm. Energy cost 4/6. Clear barrier from all enemies. Attack all enemies for piercing and prolong the duration of all negative effects by 1 except ability block, bleed, and stun. For enemies with wrath, apply 3 bleed and defense down before the attack. This attack ignores defense up, and enemies killed by this attack cannot be revived. Passive Trophy Tyrant. On spawn, gain safeguard. On turn, while this character has 2 or more enemies, gain 30% drain up to a maximum of 90% drain, and 10% speed up to a maximum of 30%. So that makes his actual speed, it's what, 126? It'd be 146. And you go higher than that. When this character is attacked, if any enemy has wrath, apply 1 wrath up to a maximum of 3 to that enemy. If no enemies have wrath, apply wrath to the attacking enemy. This character cannot gain defense up or minor defense up. While this character is above 50% health, this character is immune to all negative effects except stun. This character is immune to darkness. Gain 50% damage reduction, 50% focus, and 50% resistance. So they don't have it down here, but as always, everything's subject to change before it goes live in the game. So this is exciting. I was hoping that they would hold off on Maestro for a little bit, but his kit sounds amazing. But kit versus in-game is very different. So let me know down in the comments what you're excited about. And I'll see you next time.